Okay, we're going to talk about vector multiplication. So this is going to be vectors. So we're going to talk about vectors. Here we go, vectors. And it's going to be the dot product. So the dot product is something that you use when you want to multiply two vectors. What you get is a scalar. That means that the result is no more a vector. It's going to be now a scalar. So the formula is with the dot right here, a dot product b, and a is one vector and b is another vector. And then we have two different ways of this formula. It's going to be x1, x2 plus y1, y2 plus z1, z2, and that's equal to the magnitude of A times the magnitude of B times the cosine of the angle between these guys. So this would be the formula if you want to do the scalar. If you want to do the dot product, and what you get here is a scalar, no more a vector, so you get a scalar. Okay, so let's do an example. So let's say we have the vector A, which is the coordinates is going to be 3, 2, and 5. And let's have another vector B. And this vector B is going to be 1 square root of 2 and 2. So that means that these vectors are somewhere in space. Let's say we have here our axis, and this would be the x, this would be the y, and this would be the z. And we can say that one would be right here. Let's say this is A, and he's in space, somewhere in space. And then we have another vector. Let's say I'll put him over here, and this would be your B vector. And he's in space too. And you have an angle between these two guys. This would be the angle theta. And let's say we want to find what is the value of the angle theta. That's what we want. The angle theta between the two vectors, between vectors A and vector B. Okay, so we just have to apply this formula. Okay, so this one here is going to be, this is going to be 3 in the I direction plus 2 in the J direction plus 5 in the K direction. And do you know, well, you know that I, J, and K are the unit vectors. The magnitude of these guys is 1. And this one is going to be, B vector is going to be 1 in the I direction plus a square root of 2 in the J direction plus 2 in the K direction. Okay. So let's apply this formula. So it's going to be this part of the formula right here. This is the one that we're going to use. So it's going to be x1, x2 plus y1, y2 plus c1, c2. And that's going to be divided by the magnitude of A times the magnitude of B, and that's going to give you the cosine of theta. So this is going to be our formula to find the theta. Okay, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for theta. So the upper part, the numerator is easy because it's going to be 3 times 1. Okay, 3 times 1 plus y 2 times square root of 2, and then it's going to be 3 plus, I forgot the plus right here, and then it's going to be 3, no, it's 5. It's going to be a 5 here. Let's put there a 5. It's going to be 5 times, this is a 5 right here. 5 times 2. Okay, and this is going to be divided by the magnitude of A. We can get it over here. Let's get the magnitude of A. A magnitude is going to be 3 to the square plus 2 to the square plus 5 to the square, and then we get the square root of all that. So A magnitude is going to be equal to 9 plus 4 plus 25, and then you got to get the square root of that. So if you do this math here, that's going to throw you the square root of 38, which is going to be a 6.16. So you got that one. And for B, I'll do it over here. For B, the magnitude is going to be 1 to the square plus square root of 2. This is elevated to the square plus 2 to the square, and then you got to get the square root of all that. And that's going to throw you the square root of, for B, it's going to be the square root of 7, which is going to throw you 2.65. There you go. Okay, so now we can plug our values. 6.16 right here. And the other one is going to be 2.65. And that's going to be equal to the cosine, the cosine of theta. Okay. If we do the top, the numerator, it's going to be 3 plus 2 times the square root of 2, which is going to be 2.83. Okay. Plus 10 divided by 16.32. And that's equal to the cosine of theta. And that's equal to, if we do the top, that's going to throw you 15.83. And if you do the bottom, that's, well, we already did that, 1.32. If you do this fraction, if you solve it, it's going to be 0.97. So we have that the cosine of theta is equal to 0.97. And then we multiply by the cosine minus 1. And here, I'll put it over here. Let me make some room here. And here we have the cosine minus 1 of the cosine minus 1 of 0.97. Let me make it a little more better here. So it's going to be the cosine minus 1 of 0.97. So this one is going to cancel with this one because this is one function and this is the inverse function. So theta is going to be cosine minus 1 of 0.97. So theta is the arc cosine of 0.97, and that's going to be 14.07. So this is going to throw you 14.07 degrees. And that's how you get the angle. The angle here, now you have it. So your angle is going to be 14.07. So it's going to be 14.07. And that's how you can use the dot product. There's other much more, rich examples. There's many more applications, like to get the work, the work in mechanics, and we'll do more examples in another video. Thanks, and we'll leave this one here. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.